Still appears to be. The people should be working, not watching TV.
Damn it! The stupid satellite dish needs adjusting again.
The guard is desperately trying to readjust the satellite dish. What would happen if someone got an ammonia injection? Medical experiments will have to wait till later. Before I know what I'm gonna do with it, I'll definitely not put any poison in it. I'm already not that happy with the thought of walking around with an exposed syringe. It's probably broken, and that's why it's... If I lock the guard in, he'll be a bit baffled for a while. After a few minutes, though, he'll sound the alarm. I've got to think of something. How am I gonna silence the guy? If I lock the... I've got to think of something. What would happen if someone... A syringe? Before I know what I'm gonna do... I'd better not go there. If I lock... I've got to think of something. If I attack the guard, he'll still be able to run from the room and raise an alarm. I shouldn't risk... What would happen if... Before I know what I'm gonna do with it, I'll definitely not put any poison in it. I'm already not that happy with the thought of walking around with an exposed syringe. A syringe? If I lock the guard in, I've got to think of something. Herself. I'd better... A heavy safety... The wedge seems to be keeping the door... If I lock the... I've got to think of... It's probably... I can hear really loud snoring. And groans, something about a train, explosions, and Daddy. Now, wait a minute, that sounds like Nina! The pipe seems to lead into the room where she's being held. Nina, hey, wake up! Nina! No! Damn, she seems to be a heavy sleeper. She can't hear me. That penetrating smell might just take care of waking Nina up. Ugh, it stinks to hell down here now. That does not help me at all. Maybe the small ventilator is powerful enough to blow this ammonia stink into Nina's cell. Gotta be worth a try.
What a terrible smell. Doesn't that contravene all the rules of the Geneva Convention?
I'm very happy that you're all right.
Max?
Who else? Or were you expecting someone special?
To tell you the truth, I wasn't prepared for a surprise visit. I should tidy up a bit here first. And let some air in. Did you send me this revolting smell in here?
Yes, there was no other way to wake you up. By the way, you snore and talk in your sleep.
If you mention that to anyone at all, you are a dead man.
Don't worry, but we have to get you out of there first.
Good idea. Do you have a plan?
No, not really.
Then now is the time to come up with one. I'll get myself tidied up in the meantime. The fact that the hero rescues the princess and she looks like something the cat dragged in was never part of any story that I have read. That has seen better days. Locked. I suppose that had to be expected, but it's still worth a try. The wall doesn't make a very solid impression. However, getting out of here would probably take days. It's broken out of the wall. I don't really want to know what is scrabbling around in there. I'm not reaching in there. And with only one leg, you're useless as a chair. And with only... This chair leg is only made out of plastic, but I still can't break it off. I can talk to Max through this pipe. And I lay on that thing. Ugh. The sweet smell of decomposition is the only reminder of what was once in here, whatever that might have been. That's pretty. My grandmother used to earn a living crocheting placemats like that. I would probably break my fingers trying. That one has locked. I suppose that had to be expected, but it's still worth a try. The wall doesn't make... Pull it once over this sharp edge and the work of many evenings goes to the dogs. Ooh, if my grandmother would see that. The thread is not all that strong if a part breaks off when I tie a knot. The stone seems to have hit the bottom. Now I can exchange a few smaller objects with Max. So now the last leg is off too. Don't you go walking away. What a shame that I can't lure the guards here. That one has Take that, scourge of every health authority. A bit out of my exclusive comfort mattress.
A small piece of foam rubber. A hollow chair leg made of plastic. I'll take the back of the syringe off. The needle and its attachment should then be light enough for me to use it as a dart in my blowpipe. And if I touch this needle now, our little adventure will come to a pretty fast end. The poisoned needle point awaits deployment.
Crap. How did that happen?
That guy is making a hell of a noise. I'll have to get him to shut up very quickly. The flap is probably for watching the patients from outside. The guard is in there, and that is the way it should stay. That guy will notice me as soon as I open the flap, and if I don't eliminate him within a second, things here might get a little uncomfortable. I think that with such a hectic job, a little bit of peace won't hurt the guard.
Ouch! What was that?
So, I'm rid of him for now. The guard is in there, and that is the way it should stay. Locked. Cheese soup. Theoretically very delicious, but theory and practical life are very often rather far apart. The soup is so watery that I'll lose most of it moving around, and then I'll stink of cheese for the rest of my life. The sponge sucks itself full of soup. A pin board with thousands of small notices, some instructions, naked women, telephone numbers, but nothing that brings me any further. I'll take the thumbtacks with me, but the bulletin board can stay where it is. So, this is where the second guard is sitting. I almost landed in his lap. One more step and he'll notice me. I've got to think of something to distract him. There's no way I'll get past him. I've got to get rid of him somehow.
Tying things together seems to be becoming a new hobby of mine. Looks like it could work as a trap. Stress on the could. If it is really true that mice and rats like cheese, then this aromatic piece of foam rubber must be the perfect bait. The big game hunt can begin. Then let's have a look and see what we've caught. I like rats almost as much as I like the dentist and leg amputations. The animal that walks into this trap cannot be especially big and not especially intelligent. Without any bait, the best trap in the world is useless.
Nina's little cellmate. Run! Run as fast as you can and keep the guard busy for as long as you can. Good luck.
Just you wait, you little beast! I'll get you!
I'll put this thumbtack under the cushion so that the guard doesn't get suspicious.
Damn! That rat just slipped away from me! But wait, I'll get you next time! Ah! Spivak, you're a rat as well! But I'll get you too!
All is quiet. I hope the dose was strong enough. bunch of keys.
I'm really happy to see you, and thanks for...
My pleasure, noble princess. Come on now, we have to go.
I'll just get my things together. Hopefully those guys haven't grabbed everything. Thanks, you two. I would hate to think what would have happened if you hadn't come along.
You don't have to, but we wouldn't let you rot anywhere in the sticks.
I knew that I could rely on you.
Anytime. If I had to, then I would even...
Could you postpone the niceties until later? We should get going. The people in the hospital are bound to notice your absence soon.
Yeah, I'm ready. Although...
What?
We must be really close to where my father used to set up camp on his earlier expeditions. Am I right?
Yes, that's true. But we really don't have any time for that. The hospital belongs to the Russian military, and when they sound the alarm, it will get extremely uncomfortable around here. We should first get out of here, and think about how we want to proceed along the way.
But...
No buts. The risk of landing here in the first place was already big enough. We are going. Max, I need your help to get the airplane ready for liftoff.
Oleg is right. We've got to get away from here first, and then we'll see what happens. Go on, get your things out of the Jeep and come.
Attention! Attention! An alarm has gone off in the neighboring military hospital. A female patient who is considered extremely dangerous has escaped. The military has been notified and several soldiers are on their way here. Until they arrive, no one is allowed to leave the airfield. Everyone is ordered to be on high alert. No one will be permitted to take off or land.
Damn, they're looking for me already. What now? We'll meet here in a few hours!
I hope you have good news.
Unfortunately, no. Kalenkov is still missing.
I'm waiting for the good news.
Well, at least the others haven't found him yet either.
We are running out of time. The preparations for the project are almost finished and everyone is waiting for you to finally find the missing piece of the puzzle.
I'm doing my best. What should I do if...
Concentrate on his past. Someone has to know about Kalenkov's research, and if he can't tell us his secret himself, then others will just have to do it for him.
Hopefully Max and Oleg are all right. I suppose they weren't born yesterday. They'll get along with the soldiers somehow. And exactly how are we going to get away from here again, I don't yet know. We can brainstorm that later. In the meantime, I can try to find the camp from which my father started his expeditions. The thing is, where do I look? Apart from this tent, I have found no signs of human existence. Hopefully I can get some help here. A tomato ketchup sachet. With any luck, it may also have some natural ingredients in it. It's a pity that civilization has progressed even into deepest Russia. There will be everything one needs to survive in first aid. Only first aid for alcoholics. 1 bottle of vodka and nothing else. No bandages, no painkillers. Apart from the vodka, of course. This is obviously what is considered in the area to be a comprehensive, all-purpose first aid measure. It makes a very solid impression. A beautiful animal. Wouldn't it make a wonderful bedside rug? The fur is quite soft. It would definitely... Don't look at me like that, or I'll put my thoughts into action. The trough is empty. Clearly, nobody seems to take very good care of the animals. A small plug stuck in the barrel. If I pull the plug on that barrel, its contents will seep into the ground. Through a small hole in the lid, you can see that it's almost full of water. Sorry for simply barging in like this, but I'm looking for...
Medicine. Parchment. Burnt.
What? Which parchment? And what kind of medicine? I don't understand. The old guy seems to be in a kind of semi-conscious state. I'm not at all sure if he can even hear me. Obviously, he needs some kind of medication. I'll take a look around. A strange creature with its mouth open. It seems to be some type of nutcracker.
No.
The old guy obviously doesn't want me to take the statue. I'd better leave it here. A simple tin cup. The old man doesn't look very well. I'm not going to get any further on my own, and if he doesn't get his medicine soon... I need your help, old man.
Sin.
In his condition, I am hardly going to be able to talk to him. I'm afraid he's going to fall into a coma at any time. I need... In his... I have a different concept of sharp. One of those things comprising of 3 billion threads. They all look as if they're about to fall apart. I'll be very careful that... One of the threads has come loose. I don't need any more of them, so I'll leave the tassels where they are. This grill is rather rusty. The fireplace is already cold. The fire hasn't completely destroyed the parchment, but it is pretty charred and brittle. These bits of parchment have been so badly fire damaged that they'll fall apart if I pick them up. I'll have to restore them somehow. A simple wooden cooking. A large case, probably for provisions. Too big, too heavy, and too useless. Then I'll get on with my favorite hobby and start destroying things. And this is all that this spade and I leave over from the case. The tree is ancient. It must have survived the catastrophe undamaged, but that was 100 years ago. Only the bark is flaking off. But that would happen to me after a century as well. I definitely won't fell the tree with that. I'll limit myself to the bark. A huge bit of bark. Pretty sticky, this stuff. If I touch that stuff, I'll never get it off my hands again. There's tree resin in it. Pretty A sharp stone. A failed and abandoned attempt to plant and raise a tomato plant, known to the biologist as Solanum lycopersicum. For others, love or paradise apple, a member of the nightshade family. What should I do with this drought victim? That stuff stinks. It looks and smells like there's sulfur coming out of there. I'm not putting my hand into that. I'll scald myself. Siberian gentian leek. Seems to be the only plant that flowers around here. I have no idea if it is under protection, but it is so pretty that I would really like to make an exception and leave it in one piece. I know, they're under the protection of nature conservation laws. I'll be very careful. It is almost halfway fresh. Good idea. I'll take the cup and reach into the steam. After a few seconds, my arm is perfectly done and ready to serve. The old man obviously needs a specific medicine. This is an exceptional situation. Vodka alone won't help. In his condition. That poor animal is drinking as if there were no tomorrow. The scissors are so blunt that I'll only manage to tear some hairs out. The reindeer won't like that very much. Not really the superlative in whetstones, but these scissors can't get any blunter. And how's that? It now cuts more than butter. Easy there, boy. It reeks a little bit, but it's relatively soft. The hairs just don't stay on the spoon. If I take the spoon, the hairs, and this thread, and Hey! It works! It will never be a masterpiece of contemporary art, but it will serve its purpose admirably. What do you want me to paint it with? What do you want? I made such an effort digging up that plant that unless it is absolutely necessary, I would like to keep it the way it was designed to be, in one piece. There are still pieces of parchment in the ash. If I put the wood in there, it'll completely destroy them.